We called the meeting to order at 7:05.
Thank you.
This meeting is being recorded. Is anyone else recording? Chairman's additions and or deletions. I'm going to give you a warning that 2.3 for Kevin is going to be continued per request of the engineer. But you can stick around as long as you like.
Is it anything going to be addressed on it?
The engineer requested a continuance.
For what
So,
purpose?
They're not ready. The plans aren't ready. The plans aren't updated. Colby, you can read the email. You pull it up faster than me if you don't mind. Yes.
We need more time. I'm requesting a continuation until next meeting.
So 2 weeks?
That was informative.
Yeah.
Second week of May, so May 13th if that lines up.
May 13th.
So if we have a question about something, can we address that with you now or no?
Not right now. This is just additions and deletions.
Exactly, you're just telling us that.
So we'll go to it and then we can.
Okay.
But without representation or an engineer here.
Yeah.
Can you answer the question as to whether you guys were blessed with a walkthrough up there? Because we were not allowed to.
We gotta wait to.
Yeah, we gotta wait till they get to us.
That's a question that can't be answered.
Nope, not right this second. Just so we can keep in.
Are you gonna circle around to that? So.
Yeah, no, it's part of the agenda. I'm just warning them because they're here.
Right.
And,
It won't be the full presentation with the engineer.
yes,
But if they want some Q and A to suffice for now.
we're just touch upon it and see what happens.
Touching upon it.
Right, just a yea or nay.
And then on 3.1, there won't be a public comment period or public comment tonight regarding it. I don't even know if they're going to be here, but we'll get there when we get there.
That's with the society.
Yes.
So we expect somebody from the Tilson Roy and
I don't know.
see who walks in.
Colby, you emailed them and
They are not available, but Mark said he was available. So,
Who's representing from Tilson Roy, Kevin?
no. Jock's coming. No one was available until this morning. So when we get there, we'll talk about it.
Uh-huh.
We're not ready.
Chair report, so there, one quick flip, so there was a report of some manure that had been, dumped into a, annual stream off of Old City Road and contacted the homeowner and they, removed it promptly. No issues.
No.
What was dumped? I'm sorry.
Manure,
Manure.
the pile just got too big.
Oh, okay.
Other than that, anything I have will be covered in the agent report. Review and approve meeting minutes from 1/28/26 and
Yeah.
2/11/2026. So that everyone had a chance to review.
11/26 and the other one was what?
I need a minute.
1/28/26 and 2/11/2026.
Okay, I'll go. I'm all set.
Sandra catch up and.
I'm just gonna take another look at them.
Paperwork looks busy. It's good. It's a good look.
Yeah.
All right, I'm good.
So I wanna make a motion and
I motion to approve the minutes of January 28th, 26th, February 11th, 26th.
Second,
roll call vote, starting
Mark
with
said yes.
James Gates, yes?
James Duran, yes.
Sandra Lord, yes.
One point seven, agent report.
I'll just read it. I don't think it needs to be put up on the screen. Start with the Adams Dam meeting, with, all the stakeholders and, partners invited, including, us. Parks and Recreation Department, the engineering firm, the Department of, Division of Environmental Restoration,
Fish and
Monaco
game.
Greenways, we are, you know,
Trout Unlimited was there.
Oh, again?
Trout Unlimited.
Trout on the, yeah.
So cold water fisheries was on,
That's a different entity.
is it? So
Mhm.
they want,
Well, we were all there to discuss, the decision, upcoming decision on whether or not to, the, removal of the dam is, feasible and, if it will be appropriate. The decision has not been yet made, that's why we're still having meetings. But so, I gave you, there's a handout there.
Hold on, can you repeat that last sentence about a decision being made
It's upcoming. It hasn't been made yet.
regarding,
The removal, whether,
you have to word this
to
very
approve-
carefully.
whether to promote the removal of the dam.
not to remove the
Yeah,
dam.
this
It
is
it
not
will
the
be
decision
to
to-
move forward to make the decision to
It's not
remove the
decision to
dam.
remove the dam, just to see if it makes sense, basically. It's an assessment.
It's a feasibility study.
Right.
Yeah, did I clear it up?
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
it's
just
not
making sure
committed to
because
being,
People are watch and they hear Adams Dam, and then it creates 2 weeks of havoc that we have
put out.
damage control on over, just, yeah.
There's a good point there. Okay, so
This one,
I'll read a couple,
Can I have that?
several of the comments. I won't go running through this unless someone notices something that they want to mention, but there's a lot here, and I can make this available to anyone. You know, there were observations of 15 years ago, the river washing out the area around the railroad trestle, and the last freight line on that track was in 1981. And actually, a historical overview was provided by a couple residents. This one is worth noting. Mike here mentioned that, you know, more specific information about the benefits to removing the dam is needed, not just generalizations. He was looking for, you know, hard numbers on what exactly the river will look like and what the measurements will be with the removal of it. Yeah?
Yeah.
Hector. The log jams upstream were mentioned and concerns about, those. But I expressed, issues with the in-stream, wood and, paddlers not being, making it difficult for paddlers, to move up and down the stream. Cemetery parks, they mentioned, the loss of, swimming holes, and the DER representative was very articulate in, discussing how they may be affected, and they may not be affected much at all. Anyway, anyone, look up and down the list there and see anything they want to mention? If not, I'll move on.
Did they have a timeline of when they will, have the next step completed? And what is the next step?
Correct me if I'm wrong here, Mike, but I think they said the middle of summer is when they're looking to have a full report out.
I can't remember specifically, but it was sooner rather than later. They wanted to move this along.
And who's the one that will ultimately have the final say in the whole, in the end of all of everybody's input?
The townspeople.
Okay, so it's gonna go to warrant, town vote? Once they say, this is what will happen if it stays, this is what will happen if it goes.
But I don't know if there might be other steps involved, so.
It's a learning curve. This is the first dam we removed, really.
But no, we don't know what we're doing.
There'll be more discussion and
Wow, I didn't know we didn't know what we were doing.
I
Well, we
have,
don't.
not to cut you off, but, June 30th, the report will be done.
June 30th, Kobe?
Now, all the benefits of the removal, explanation of the assessment, time period, and the, how long that report will be valid. Yep. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next item, which is 1 Balsam Drive. We did a site visit and the erosion control is installed in the 17 Sauna Road, and it's been IDRF, interdepartmental reference form, for the installation of a septic system. The house is already in place, it's cottage type, house, but, there is a hydrologic, connection there, but, I was looking at, I took a couple of test holes and was looking at all the vegetation. It doesn't, have any wetland characteristics. So
Were there any sort of plant identifications? Or, this was plant life that,
there was plant life, but it was mostly, more mature pines, maples. The soils were largely sandy, so there was a isolated area where all the topography, there was a low spot basically, but there was all of that was sandy and there were no wetland plants of any type in there. And there was the topography, there was a slope leading away from the, or drop leading away from the proposed septic system area, which is why on the mass mapper, it'll show it as a hydrologic connection, but there's no signs of runoff in there, no leaf scatter to show any streams at any time of the year.
Yeah, I'm pretty familiar with that area. It's
Yeah.
like a couple houses down, and there's nothing about it. It's number 5. Our daughter lives at number 5, and the backyard basically continues the grade sort of continues down to that low spot, and there is no vegetation there that would be an indicator for wetlands at all that I've ever seen.
So I said that there's no wetland involved and signed off on it. There is designs in there, actually. There's a folder if you want to take a
You're not
look.
doing a screen share, right? There was nothing to see.
well, is this up for discussion tonight, or are we just? Is it within our jurisdiction?
No, it will come back as, this is IDRF. So this is the first step in getting it's permitted through the Board of Health. And if we say that it doesn't involve wetlands and we don't have jurisdiction, it doesn't get permitted under Wetlands Protection Act.
So are you asking for our feedback on it? Or have you made the determination that it doesn't, that
Sounds like,
I made a determination that there is no wetland involved.
so
we're good?
he gets a
The
blessing.
only tough part, the reason why I'm discussing it quite so much is that it displays a hydrologic connection. That doesn't mean that there's a stream or wetland there, but, the topography lends itself to being, a water runoff. But where this is, it's sandy soil at the top of the crested hill with no wetland plants or soils involved.
Then your 2 out of your 3 don't meet our criteria for wetlands, so we're outside our jurisdiction.
And we're fortunate to have one of our experts in the local area. Trying to work with you there,
Yeah,
make
right,
it
right,
feel
right.
good.
Nice.
Never mind.
I keep going. The next one is 70 Greenville Road. I did a site visit there. The homeowner wants to install a solar system. The only area that they could possibly place it is within a riverfront area. It's the outer part of the riverfront area, but there will be a permit required there.
So that's gonna be a standard system where they're punching the pylons into the ground?
Yeah, they're considering regrading the area and filling some.
To get good water runoff?
Yeah, that's a thing. I don't know, I'll let it go.
Well,
Well, it's gonna be pricey, so I might.
oh, that's their problem, not ours.
Cost effective in the end, but, 61 Edwards Road, whatever, 61 Edwards, I did a visit there, took some pictures, and I wrote up a letter, a notification letter again for them. I think you're all familiar with the site there.
Sandra might not be.
No,
You know Edwards Road,
yeah, I know where it is, yes.
okay, you know the house with all the trash that's down the bottom of the hill in the wetlands?
No, actually, you don't go on Edwards Road at all.
You don't
can't
have to
miss
see
it.
right? You
It's
see
the
one
first
right
house on
there.
the left.
Okay,
It's satellite.
okay, all right.
Members of the public know about it.
That's concerning.
So actually, I do have something I can comment about that.
Okay.
So I did reach out to DEP, and they are going to, offer up some resources to assist in the cleanup. Because we do obviously have a history. I'm sure there's a folder that you get to look through in the office. Jimmy helped get them into compliance 2 or 3 years ago, probably. And then there's also, what?
I'm sorry, it's right in the wetlands?
Yes. Can you took a picture of it?
Yeah.
Can,
I'm gonna take some better ones, but.
Could you-
Harley, can Colby have screen sharing? Can you pull up that picture though? Cause there's another issue in that area
Okay, so you
with the
will,
culvert being blocked.
So
Which
you-
is-
are gonna bring up the compensatory issue with the water building up because of the blockage on
The
the,
what?
the water that's blocked
Yeah,
up. right?
that's my next thing. That's why I asked Colby to pull up the picture. So when I talked to DEP, I also informed them about the culvert being blocked.
Correct.
And that it's an ongoing issue, and I asked them to contact, the DOT about it.
Which is Mass Highway, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. And I think that folder, Colby, you have probably goes back all of 3.5 years.
I went back to, I think I found one from 23,
20.
and I didn't go digging too deep.
And that's when I kind of have been pushing it a little bit, made contact finally. Anyway, well, that'll be interesting. I guess Pat.
It was from across the street. And it was a busy day, but you can.
You can see the trash, but more importantly, you can look at the water. That is from that's a failing stone culvert right there. They have repaired it several times, on the edges of both sides of the road, and is once again failed. They are in the process of engineering it, but
How did DEP get alerted and where is it? Why is it DEP wants to intervene or per se help with this?
461 Edwards,
Yes,
because enforcement should be done at a local level first. This is a new enforcement or violation, so it,
got kicked out.
no, we need to try to handle it first.
All right, so we're gonna go through what we did last time. Toby's gonna initiate
Yep.
some
And we
communications.
can talk
We'll wait,
about it.
and we'll wait to see where it goes from there.
Yes, and maybe you can bring them up to be, up to date about some of the, health struggles.
Correct.
We don't need to discuss it in public.
No,
But,
we won't.
So did he or they comply last time, and this is all new trash?
yeah, Jimmy held his hand.
It was a struggle. It was a struggle,
It
but
took well over a year.
yeah, dumpster, help, and you only can go so far.
So it was cleaned up, and so that's new.
To a point where it was, I think in your viewpoint, Jimmy, was acceptable.
Oh, yeah,
We will.
it was brought into compliance. So the last letter I found was, 2023, so,
So on the banking there, is that all trash? Like-
yes. Do you have a question?
Why does it keep happening? Yeah.
Are you with 61 Edwards Road?
No, he's,
You with the condos?
nope.
I'm with.
He is 2.1, which we are 15 minutes late for.
Let's get this
So
on the agenda.
he's- Right, well, the letter should have been sent, if it hasn't. Why does it keep happening?
It's a
I'm
delicate
trying to
subject.
be, there are some health issues that he struggles with that, have been made it difficult.
Right.
I don't wanna give up too much, cause it's
So I
not,
didn't know if there's like the four things and they need help getting it out or, you want that.
Jimmy, you would know that better than me, but
There's some dynamics to it. We're aware of it. We're gonna,
Discussion here.
no, it's not, it's a violation, it's part of your agent report, and we have questions from the public.
so you want me to keep going, Colby? Do you
No,
wanna take lead?
Hold on,
You all set? You seem disappointed in any comment. I'll be quiet. Is that what you would prefer?
no, it was a simple question. This health issues.
I was just offering my help if it was something that I could do. You don't need to explain or anything.
Just driving by on 119, it's an eyesore that's been there for well over a decade.
Yes, there's been, and there was a period that it got cleaned up for a year, so,
Didn't last long.
no. So, that's public comment and, it's, it should be noted. We appreciate your offer of help. And I think hopefully the next meeting we can discuss that further. So,
But that comment of help is important. Like I was beginning to say, there are some dynamics to it. And we're working with him. We have worked with him. And I think we'll get there. And we'll even probably approach the Boy Scouts, and which we had already, so we're working on. I think we'll have success. with it.
now, Colby, I'm sorry, being patient. Now we can move on.
Okay,
I'm sorry, that at 61 Edwards was really a touchy subject for a long time.
I understand.
Second to Terry McGee.
Okay.
Yeah.
14 Sycamore Drive, I did a site visit, by request of the homeowner. They were questioning whether, removing some of their trees from their side yard, would require a permit, because they thought it was, they may be in a wetland buffer, they were close, but, they were just outside. However, their backyard project, they have a project in their backyard that's probably gonna require permitting. So I recommended the permit that they should file.
So this is for filling in the pool, and that if it's turned into green space, that's actually an exemption. I researched it. But the trees, yes. Okay, what else?
Did a site visit to Minnings Brook because a resident called, concerned about work being done on the bridge culvert there that 119 goes over and the brook goes under. I spoke with the foreman and it contracted through Mass DOT to repair it.
And Mass DOT is horrendous for filing.
Okay.
If they do file.
Site visits were done today to 11 Squanicook Terrace and 50 to 70 Brookline Road. Those are coming up. And I visited Old Meeting House Road near the southern end with, near to the river and in the wildlife management area with Jen Pettit. This is kind of an ongoing issue a little bit where
It's the end of the old meeting house where the river is. It's a
Yeah.
problem.
salt is deposited there in the winter by plow trucks and encroachment of gravel into a vernal pool and general degradation of the road with the beaver pond right next to it. They're almost at the same level.
So in other words, that's where the boys get done plowing, that's where they turn around, right?
Yeah, but they don't shut off the spreaders. And it just keeps,
So does that relate back to that excessive amount of salt in deposit in that area also? Is that?
it's all together.
And Jennifer Pettit from Fish and Game went up, met you out
She's
there?
not from Fishing Game, she's just a resident.
Who
Jennifer Pettit.
is just a resident?
Yeah,
Oh, Jennifer.
you're thinking someone else.
Oh,
We're starting a conversation with
oops.
Jim Smith, the highway department superintendent.
Jimmy Smith, yeah, because I went out there last year related to that, again, to look at material dump.
So the conversation's been started. Last thing is, looking for suggestions, for a senior work-off of their taxes. If you have suggestions on how they can help around the office, or if you have other ideas, let me know.
What?
The dump.
What about extra like a volunteer tax for the townspeople? Help with that.
Yeah, that would be, you'd have to talk to select board. That's not a terrible idea either.
So can I stop getting paid for all my meetings I go
No.
to finally? Well, it's
They,
volunteering.
no,
Those
they,
black people, let them know what you're thinking.
they,
That's it.
they passed the bylaw that you yourself can't.
James,
Yes,
if I may, the senior off program goes through the assessor's office, so you'd see Vicky Tidman. Not the-
okay,
Thank you.
thank you, Lori. All right, so
How
we're,
old do you have to be, Lori, over 65?
I don't know. I've never asked.
Afraid to.
I think I'm old enough.
so we are incredibly late and we're gonna keep going. You're good, Colby?
Yes.
Thank you. 2.1, 11 Squanicook Terrace, request for determination of applicability. TWB 2026-007. Applicant is Gregory Uphold, proposes, loaming and grading of lawn area within riverfront area, approximately 7:15. It is now 7:36. Gregory, if you don't mind, just come sit with us and,
Yeah.
it's not a major project, it's just. Colby, did you have any pictures from today? Thank you.
How do you feel being at the big table now?
Feel good.
We have openings.
Careful what
This is
you
how
wish.
we got Mike.
We're a lot of fun, I'm telling you, you can see that.
It sounds like.
Him not so much.
So if you don't mind just giving us a quick overview of what your project is, and we can ask questions, discuss it, and
Yeah, so as I mentioned, I was here some time ago. So when my parents lived there, they had somebody do the septic system. I think it was like assisted, so then I think they had like help putting the septic in. So it was just put the septic in and leave. So like the ground is just kind of all on level and, you know, just left as it was. So I just wanted to fill in the dips and plane it out. And that's pretty much it.
I think it sounds beautiful.
I think when you talked to us before, it was only like 2 or 3 yards of material.
Yeah.
Discussion, questions. This is a pretty straightforward one, but
I mean, they had mentioned to put the, you know, hay bales or a sill sock up. There is like a rise, but I can still put the hay bales around.
You think that's necessary if it's a spring planting and he's going in, loaming it and seeding it? Instead of putting up socks, just put the straw on the top of it to hold the moisture to get it to grow quicker.
I think doing wattle. How wide is your yard of the area that?
35, 40 feet maybe.
Oh, yeah, I would just put 2 cars.
Play through.
Yeah, I would put wattle, which is the straw that's in a net.
Right.
That big.
Okay.
Do you foresee a lot of washout if we got heavy rain off to the radiant, the edge?
Well, it's hard to tell from the pictures, but the grade, the contours of the land, but there is a berm before you get to the river.
Yeah, right, kind of where we're
So-
standing there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's like I said, it's hard to see, but it looks like that would almost act as a wattle itself. But
Yep.
I think that why not put a wattle just to make sure?
So does that berm, when the river, how much lower is the river?
Probably.
Because I know those
5
yards
feet,
can
maybe?
vary a lot, where some are that much higher above the river,
Right.
and some are, you know, built.
I think it's probably about 5 feet from where we're standing to the river.
Yeah, I would
Okay.
say so. Yeah, you can see on the far shore, you know, how high the water has been. Has it ever flooded into your backyard?
It has, but not in a while.
Yeah,
It does, it's not gonna matter.
yeah, right.
True.
But I think having wattle there is just best management practices, and
That's fine. And Chris Overton was gonna do the work, like the grading and stuff. He had mentioned putting some sort of, like you were saying, seed down that would like, I don't wanna say grow quicker, but
Yeah,
it was something that he could put down that.
seed aid.
Yeah, that would-
it's a cellulose.
So you're in a spring planting right now, so you're gonna get, as long as you don't
Alright.
keep up with the drought, you'll get quick action, so it'll establish quick and stabilize quick.
Sandra, what
That's
are your,
why you're not too worried about
Yeah.
a lot of water control.
Sandra, your thoughts?
So basically, it was just like the septic area? Is that what was?
Yeah, just he trying to make his yard flat for his kids to run around and not
Right,
fall.
yeah. Yeah, I don't see any problems with it. I mean, it seems
Mike?
pretty straightforward.
Yeah, no, I was surprised how lovely the river looked, actually, from the backyard. I've never seen the river look so nice. Yeah, but, yeah, no, what he described and where the contours would be, it looked very straightforward, and it would just make it nice.
I love it.
Colby,
All right.
I just repeat what Mike said.
so your recommendations in negative
I was just thinking about that. -3, -5.
negative 3? Oh.
It's gonna be what, a -3?
No, hold on. Now you gotta look it up.
Who's gonna do are you ready for the motion? I already did one, you wanna do this next one?
Okay,
You sure?
any
No,
friends?
taking any of your thunder. Ooh. Make a note, Mike's picking on me indirectly.
Yeah,
I don't really like that.
yeah, okay, I take it back.
There you go. Tell me when you're ready.
Hold on. It's going so fast.
Not ready. Take our time. How long have you been in Townsend?
So I grew up here. 53. I moved out for a
I
little
don't know
while.
of an exemption.
Lived in
that
Lowell
would be-
Leominster.
So,
And then
Well, it's
bought my parents'
landscaping,
house from the
but,
estate.
um,
But Leominster has that volunteer tax too, where like the people can pay extra in their taxes.
yeah, it's a -3.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
Um,
I put a -3 then.
okay,
Let's go.
okay, so I make a motion that we, issue a -3 determination for the 11 Squanicook Terrace with a special condition of putting straw wattles across the backyard, staked in place. It's for 11 Squanicook Terrace, TWB 2026-007. Roll call vote starting with Mike, or is there a second? Second,
I'll second.
Mike second. Discussion.
Mike Clark said yes.
James Gates, yes.
James Curran, yes.
Sandra Ward, yes.
You can volunteer with us, you won't get, no.
Well, he just said he's been here since 1933. So he's been here a long time. We need knowledge. So what is the last name again?
Uphold. Have you lived here your whole life?
59.
Who seconded that?
You know
Mike.
Barry?
Hold on,
Blind guy?
we're negotiating
Used to thumb
something
around
here.
town.
I second.
Mike.
Now,
I
How
second.
old are you?
I'm 53. And my dad was Barry. He was blind and he used to hitchhike back and forth to Boston
I
every day.
remember seeing him when I moved here.
I
Bingo.
even remember.
Bingo.
I met I met
Many
your
a
mom.
times
He
that I
lived here
saw
before I did.
grab his arm.
Yeah.
What does he say?
Okay, well,
Okay.
Wow. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
No,
too.
that's an interesting connection. Okay, we're all done with story time.
there's nothing wrong with story time, because it makes us, yeah,
Makes it more interesting.
shows us that we're human. So let's, thank you for your time and patience, and
Yeah, you as well.
Yeah, good luck with
just in time to start planting.
I'm all set.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you,
Colby
thank
will
you.
Get the paperwork together to,
Nice to meet you.
You too.
All right.
Thank you, Sandra.
Nice to meet you. I met your mom once, and she was really nice.
They didn't get their plans along.
I know. I'll get that posted.
barely.
Oh, yeah.
I gave you a feather, right?
Yeah, that was quite.
You say he's
Anytime we'd see him, even Sherry and I.
he's always helped by Mr. Mike.
Smack me.
Yeah.
Drive by.
Morning.
I don't know.
I met your
Thank
mom,
you.
I met your mom, and I thought she was really nice,
Oh, thank you. Cool.
really nice lady.
Have a good night, everyone. Thank you.
You too.
Thank you.
Right.
I like that. Handshake, the audience and everything. I like that. Very nice.
It's like we should.
Right? Put a check mark, a smiley face near his name.
So 2.2, 50 to 70 Brookline Street, RDA PWB 2026-008, applicant Townsend Highway Department proposes repairing and replacing the sidewalk with a 100-foot wetland buffer in riverfront area.
Hi, is this a conservation committee?
Yes.
I received the email that was 8:30.
For what
Colby, why don't you
specifically?
Thank you. Jimmy, you're here to represent?
Representing the highway department, I'm Jim Noyes from Greenman Peterson. We doing the design and construction services and the bidding on the project. I believe I have Sam Campbell with us also. He's our environmental specialist, and I think we met him out today on the sidewalk. Briefly, this is a sidewalk replacement project. There's a sidewalk that runs currently from 50 Brookline Street all the way up to the Hawthorne Middle School. The proposal here is just to replace that asphalt sidewalk with a new cement concrete sidewalk, eliminating that small 2-foot grass strip where grass doesn't grow in between right now the curbing and the sidewalk. So the sidewalk will be pushed out to the street. The curb line, all that curbing in that area is going to be removed and reset. There's a little path that goes through the woods and then connects up to the sidewalk at the school. That will be eliminated, that will be torn up and just loam and seed in that area, and the sidewalk itself will continue around the corner. ADA ramp going across the street, and the sidewalk would continue up to the police station. I don't know, Sam, do you have anything to add from the visit today?
No, Jim, I think you covered it. I think we discussed on site that there'll be a straw wattle installed along the section of the sidewalk that runs adjacent to the wetlands that are on the middle school property, at the back of the sidewalk where it is today. And I think, Jim, the only other thing I'd mention is that those utility poles are going to get relocated as well, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah. And I guess, I would just emphasize, as it comes along that wetland system, the work is within the buffer zone, the 100-foot buffer, but no work that we would expect to impact the wetlands. And there's a very small sliver adjacent to 50 that has work within the 200-foot riverfront area associated with Hawthorne Brook, which crosses under the bridge further south.
And also included with our RDA application were all the environmental conditions that were in the bid documents. Bids were open last week, and now we're just doing our due diligence on the low bidder. But everything in that on that attachment in the RDA is what was in the bid documents and what is the contract will be held to, the straw wattles, and all the other environmental conditions. No fueling on the site, and everything else contained there.
And your debris that's being thrown out, is that gonna be stockpiled anywhere specifically, or is it gonna be taken off-site immediately?
That'll be taken off-site immediately.
So we don't have any material pile up anywhere? We usually look for a place if you're gonna stockpile sand, materials, et cetera, that's all.
Yeah, I think all that, I can't, it's usually the contractor's means and methods, so I can't speak of them for them, but I would imagine everything is going to be either taken off site that day or brought in site that day. So there would be no stockpiling of material. I was just thinking all that curbing is going to be removed and reset, and I would imagine they're just going to go down the street, take the curbing out, and just lift it up and put it back where it is.
Yeah.
We've done sidewalk projects before, and none of them have ever stockpiled material on the site. It's just easier for them. Once they need the gravel, they just bring in the trucks, put down the gravel, and leave. I don't recall any sidewalk projects where we had to store materials.
I have plans and pictures if you want to see them as well.
These are the same as, if you want to put them on the screen so people can see
What
them.
was his name, Jim? Who was the guy that we saw today?
Oh,
Jim was
Jim?
at the site visit.
Jim, okay.
And James was.
Yeah.
Oh,
If you can go to, if you can go to the one that shows the police station,
Right to Mike again?
the one that shows the police station. Yeah, right there.
This is.
So this is the place where this, and I located it right about here. There are two pine trees here, so it's right across the street. The sidewalk is slumped quite a bit, and so runoff, a lot of the runoff never made it to the storm drain, and it started to erode the side of the hill. So in order to bring this back up to consistent grade level, there's gonna have to be some kind of backfill in there or something that's right there where it goes down. So I think that's one area that could be a little problematic in terms of, as they're working, there could be some erosion or something. So that's the only place where I saw, if there are wattles along here, but then if there's just a little, I don't know, silt fence or something there, it has slumped quite a bit. So they're gonna have to, even with the thickness of the new concrete, they're gonna have to backfill it somehow, and it goes immediately down the hill. I don't know what they do in a situation like that.
Can you see my cursor up there, Mike, where you're pointing to, so that the guys at home can see it as well?
Oh. Right here.
Can you see my cursor moving back and forth?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, right there?
yeah.
All right. Jim, can you see that?
Opposite these pine trees.
Okay.
A little bit more.
It's close enough. More?
Yeah, just about where that telephone pole was gonna be.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, where the new, the old diverges from the new, right at that location, there's quite a bit of erosion. It's grown back, but you can see that there's been a lot of drainage there.
You gonna make just a notation on that?
What?
Is he gonna make a notation to it, or?
Well, no, we put it in the special conditions, so does it call for a wattle in there? Jim, did you catch all that?
Yeah, yeah. It does, the green line, the green double line that you see is our proposed straw wattles.
Straw wattles.
And we actually have in the contract or in the bid documents, it was an extra 100 feet of straw wattles too. But if you want, yeah, if you want silt fence in addition to the straw wattles, that shouldn't be a problem.
What size straw wattle did you spec?
Let me look that up. I actually took it from the Main Street, the one we did last year on Main Street, straw wattles. 12 inches.
How do you feel about that, Mike?
Well, that could be enough. It's just that, it's just that one little area to make a note of that you have to be careful there.
Sandra, what are your thoughts? Gonna look at this picture.
Sure.
Because I don't know, how thick is the concrete?
Thank you.
4 inches.
4 inches?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's about 5 feet from the curb, 5 feet wide?
Yeah, it's not including the curb, it's 5 feet. Yeah.
Okay.
And that area too that you're talking about, that's where we're actually going to be pushing. There's like a little cutout there where the existing catch basin is. We're actually going to be pulling the curb out there too. So a little bit further away from the slope than it currently is.
Okay. Yeah, right at that location is where they separate. That's right. So there will be a little bit more of a space on the pond side. Yeah, I can see that.
Have you thought about what we're adding a deterrent from keeping the kids from taking the path of least resistance?
No, you know something, right before I got on this call, I was just like, that idea popped in my head too. Could talk to Jim about it and maybe can do some tree plantings in that area. Although I think, even if you plant, you'd probably have to plant or do something in that entire corner because kids are kids. They're going to take the shortest route.
Exactly. And it doesn't matter what you put there, probably.
Yeah.
Also, thorns.
That's a very good point.
Well, yeah, it's called a cow path and it's just a natural landscape feature.
Right.
So. It's pretty cut and dry. Does anyone else have anything, Colby?
I don't have anything to add, no.
What were your recommendations, Colby, for the?
Yeah, Mike would like to point out that area that's likely to be eroded. I don't know what other extra safety you could put there, but yeah, there's like 15 feet there that are susceptible.
pins?
Pardon?
You want silt pins?
Well,
For that particular area?
yeah, it seems like it's 15 feet is enough. It's one isolated location where it has slumped quite a bit. And in order to excavate to get up the old asphalt, there's gonna be some work right there. So, yeah.
So as a commissioner, you're
So
concerned
how
with
can
it go forward?
you describe it,
Fine.
so, or, you pointed it out on there when you were standing there, right?
Right. Well, directly across from the two pine trees across the street, I don't know how you're gonna
So
locate it.
would that be in between the second, from the left, you got, the light post, the solar lights that are, solar lamps.
It's right where it says
Between the second and the third one?
You see the 100-foot buffer?
Yeah,
Okay, right there, just go up from where it says 100 feet, boom, right there.
I see right where he is. Right where it's right straight across in the shade area, about the width of that shaded area where the tree is.
Just
20
as
feet.
it begins to diverge, the old path and the new diverge.
All right, so that's easy, between, 1, 2, 3, the second, third, and fourth light.
I think Sam is aware of the area too.
Yeah.
Jim, does that make sense how I described it?
Yeah, the second and fourth light, so
Second, third, fourth, yeah.
second, third, fourth. Okay,
What?
Right there, boom, boom.
Yep,
Right, Mikey?
well,
Well, it's,
and I added one more just to be,
yeah.
or to.
Right.
It's exactly where it slumps is exactly 25 feet from the stump next to the telephone pole that is currently there.
Okay, okay. And you
I
went
propose
further
here.
down?
From here to here.
Yeah. Okay.
Here, I'll show.
So you want it to be a continuous
Can I see your pencil, please?
for the whole?
Yeah, just make it, we're just, in
So
between second, third, and fourth.
Right,
What am I seeing here?
Well, just so you can understand how I'm describing it. So these are solar lamps.
Okay,
So between this one right here, the second one, third, and then fourth, so just stop here.
okay. Thank you for putting up the reference.
Thanks, Mike. Any further? So Jim, before we make a motion, I'm gonna read the legal notice, because I didn't. Pursuant to the Mass WPA, and Townsend Wetland bylaws, Townsend Concom will hold a hearing Wednesday, April 22nd, 2026 at approximately 7:25 on the RDA, with the Concom as TWB 2026-008 by Townsend Highway Department. Will be held virtually via Zoom and in person at Town Hall. The project is located between 50 and 70 Brookline Street. Proposed project is for the removal, repair, and replacement of a sidewalk within 100 feet of a wetland and within the riverfront area. Parties wishing to speak in support of or in opposition to this application may do so at the meeting or in writing prior to the meeting. Copies of the application are available at Town Hall during business hours. So we covered that base. I make a motion to issue a -3 determination with the special condition of silt fence between the second, third, and fourth solar light. Can you see that? There's probably a page associated.
And you
On
said,
sketch plan 3 of 4, revised 4/21/26.
and you went to -3?
Yes.
So moved.
Jimmy seconded, in this, 50 to 70 Brookline Street, RDA, TWB 2026-008. Roll call vote starting with Mike.
Mike Potts said yes.
James Gates, yes.
James Brian, yes.
Sandra Lord, yes.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you very much.
You folks, have a good night.
Good night.
You too.
That was Jim. Wasn't Jimmy Smith, that was Jim.
Oh, Jim Noyes, he was
Noyes.
the project engineer.
Good noise. Good noise.
Colby, what's this folder here for 41 Brookline Street? Because it has something else in it.
Do you need me to go?
For 41 Brookline?
Hold on. This is for one that we already did. This was inside of it. So should it go in here?
Yeah, that goes with, Townsend Historical Society.
Great.
And do you have the one for Zero Brookline, or need me to go run and grab it?
It's not here, but there isn't representation, there isn't a plan, an updated plan, so we're gonna, hold it, yeah, I don't think we did, but let me just go to it. 2.3, continuation of notice of intent, NOI DEP 308-0730, TWB 2026-006, 0 Brookline Road, Assessors Map 38, Parcel 14, Lot 1, applicant Kevin Smith. The proposed project is for installation of a new septic system, associated grading within 200-foot riverfront area, and amendment of filing to include rebuilding of cabin, access road, creating of hayfield and pond, approximately 7:40 p.m. So we were requested by the engineer, and Bill Sinori, to continue this, which we will, but the abutters had questions, and I'm not gonna guarantee we can answer them, but what we can do is Colby can take them down and send them to the engineer.
So I guess the biggest question.
State your name and your address. And
Lorraine Sullivan, 201 Brookline Street, number 6, unit number 6, in the confidence there. I guess the biggest thing is when we are looking at property lines in that area, we have noticed that this person has gone into town forest. And I think it's gotten bigger over several years, and I'm not sure if you guys are aware of that. I mean, I can see it on Google Maps, satellite maps. I'm just wondering if I could ask that question, if that's something that
doesn't pertain to the Wetlands Protection Act. There's concern that should be brought up to the property owner.
Okay.
And it mentions a river.
Same thing. Get it. State your name and address.
Dave Sullivan.
Thank you.
201 Brookline. I heard river. There's no river. There's a swamp that he abuts and we abut. Actually, I think we own a good portion of it, type of thing. So that's what we're concerned about, but there's no river. Just to be aware of.
No, and there's a stream.
So really nothing can be said until May 13th, when they have their information.
Right, but if you had questions that could be answered.
Beforehand.
Well, not before, if we can send the questions to the engineer and then they can have responses ready.
It just is a lot of building going, that's my biggest thing. I mean, and I understand he wants it, and we've said it before. He's got his septic for a 3-bedroom place.
So that you can't change. That is something that it's a Title V thing.
That's a standard thing.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I guess that's just my biggest thing is the property lines, you know, I mean, is that, I mean, that's conservation if he's going into a different part. I mean,
Only if it's affecting the wetlands.
But it could down the road, I mean, if you're, I mean, we're below, he's up high.
Yep.
I mean, if you got water runoff coming down, that stuff is gonna come into our wetlands. That's gonna affect our,
Roll to us.
yeah,
Um,
that's what
Okay,
we're
well,
concerned
Wait
about.
till then.
Yeah,
I guess I have a question. He dodged the first meeting. There's nobody here for the second meeting. We've been here.
so the applicant doesn't have to attend the meeting. His representation does if that's the route he goes.
and I know we were denied going up there to see where this was gonna be because of health or our safety, but yet you could have people going down there for pumpkin hunts and taking,
It's a different liability.
It's to
Yeah.
the prerogative of the owner whether he allows you onto his property for the sidewalk or not. It was denied, so by the decision of the landowner, he is not inviting anyone or allowing
And that was
anyone for a
also under the
sidewalk.
advisement of the engineering firm.
Correct.
All it is down there is a cabin that is literally built on stone, in a hayfield. But as a butters, you have the right to voice your, concern. So Jack said he'd have something ready for the next meeting.
definitely the. Well, you're the one that called me before.
He's working on it for the next meeting. Yes.
So,
So we will be notified when exactly they will be here for the next meeting?
so we don't notify people. You just have to keep an eye on the town calendar, and we meet the second and the fourth Wednesday at 7:00.
And to see what's on the docket.
Yeah.
So at the end of this discussion, we're gonna set a date and a time,
We're gonna continue it to, May
so you'll have a date and a time at the end of the meeting.
approximate. But keep an eye for the agenda and keep an eye on it, because there's sometimes revisions.
Okay. And at that meeting, at that meeting, can we talk to them and ask them questions?
It's a public hearing, so the public is allowed to come and ask questions.
Okay. All I needed to know.
Now, did the other individual that left, he lives at the condos also?
Yes,
Okay, I just wanted to,
Dan is also.
Dan,
so I live there too, and I'm Daniel Macklin, Unit 4, and originally the paperwork said dredging on it also, which I don't kind of know what he means by that.
I do not recall any
Well, I'll
verbiage
bring
of
the paper
dredging.
next time we come, it says it on there, dredging. So is there gonna have like some kind of a plan that we're gonna be able to look at, is that?
Yes, but so dredging is a term that is on the plan, on the permit itself.
It's just a verbiage.
Yeah, it's verbiage.
It isn't of a literal,
Well, it can, but for this project, it's not.
right.
It's filling or dredging areas that are under the jurisdiction of the WPA.
all right. We're new to this, so we're just trying to,
It
we have
can be
positions
difficult.
open, you
It
can,
can
Figure
be
it all out.
difficult.
you know.
But there isn't any dredging that would be going
nope,
on.
but it's the verbiage on the permit.
Okay.
So,
Correct, but that's a standard wording in explanation of potential dredging or such work to be done.
fair to call it boilerplate.
yes,
Correct.
so
That's why
I
have
can
your
keep
wisdom
looking, I
there,
can
Mike.
look it up, but, further, but yeah, it's, yeah, boilerplate, so I make a motion to continue hearing for, DEP number 308-0730, TWB 2026-06, to our meeting on May 13th.
May 13th.
Time to be determined.
Roughly.
No, time to be determined. Colby has.
Colby will put it onto the agenda.
Mhm.
TA.
Colby, does that work for you?
How long before the meeting is the agenda made available, where they could just see if it's,
Minimum of 48
48 hours, it has to
48
be posted outside in the board
or on the website.
or on the
Okay.
website.
and on the agenda, it would say, it would indicate whether or not we're moving forward or another continuation.
Well, it was today at whatever time, this afternoon that Jack sent an email.
Oh, is that right?
So it was just this afternoon Jack had pulled the
Yeah.
plug on,
No,
not having it
that's what
ready
it
yet?
is.
Okay,
We can't change the agenda from
right, it was already in stone.
So I have a question, but I don't know if I should save it for next time or not.
Well, what's,
Oh, well, is he still doing any sort of work up there? Like,
no,
no, okay, so he has to wait until,
Yeah.
okay.
so made a motion, did someone second it?
I'll second.
Roll call vote starting with
Mike
Mike.
Clark said yes.
James Gates, yes.
James Duran, yes.
Sandra Lord, yes.
So if it can be a last minute thing, then they could call Colby in the afternoon to see what the status is.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, it's continued again.
But again, at the same time, if you should come to the meeting because stuff changes and I don't want, you to miss the opportunity if you feel we need to be part of it.
It's interesting to come to a meeting once in a while if you're not doing anything, see what's going on, right?
My point.
Right?
I wasn't paying attention, I'm sorry.
I'll speak for, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just fun to sit and listen.
Right.
Right.
Thank you all very much again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We won't be back after, hopefully, soon.
You can come anytime you want, it really, like,
None of that,
We always-
none of that.
we need feedback
meetings
all the
like
time.
that.
Thank you. I remember him when he was a baby.
you guys missed the other one, so. On the feel good stories tonight.
Yeah, warm and fuzzy. Warm and fuzzy.
So continuation of wetland, WPA, and Townsend wetland bylaw potential regulation violation in Townsend Harbor, that is wordy. Approximately 8:10. We're almost back on track. It is now 8:14. Removal of trees within 200-foot riverfront area without a permit at the following properties: 0 Main Street, 72 Main Street, 80 Main Street, 0 Main Street, 0 off Main Street, Boston and Main Railroad property. Property owners and representatives invited to discuss Townsend Historic Society, Hollingsworth, those, Greystone Realty Advisory Group. Jock, you're here, to provide us an update, and if you wanna come join us, then.
You guys at the table?
Sure. At the beginning of the meeting, I did note that we would not be taking public comment at this time because this is not a hearing. It was supposed to be posted on the agenda, there was just a miscommunication.
So that means we can't speak.
Not this go around.
Are you here representing the Historical Society?
No, Jacques is here for that. I'm a member of the public.
As a public.
So I'm wondering, at what point, like, will there be an opportunity for the public to speak? Another meeting, in other words?
Yeah, I'm going to assume this is going to be either an RDA or notice of intent. I'm also sick of going home at 10:30 at night. So I'm trying to just get the facts on the table,
Okay.
see where they're heading with this. They need to get something formal to us. That's,
Who needs to get something from the Historical Society? Okay.
I believe you received a plan from Dillis and Roy for planting.
Yeah,
That's a nice face.
okay.
So I think
We
the
have-
majority
this
of
is
the
what
trees
DNR
are,
sent us for planting schedule.
the ones in red are the ones that we're taking down,
Okay, so we're on screen share right now.
and then the green are new plantings.
Colby, could you zoom in?
5, 6, 7, 8.
Is there a tree inventory on there?
Yeah, you actually have to count that. Yeah, he gives you a tree inventory down low.
Right, hang on. Could he have done it in smaller?
Where's the
I
tree?
know. Well, you're supposed to look at it on your computer.
Yeah,
Trees removed within. If it doesn't tell you what they are.
no,
Of what they were taking down?
Yeah.
I
sugar
actually was
maple,
curious about that myself, because I think we have some invasives in there as well.
we do.
So that should be taken into consideration as well, because invasive removal, is obviously permitted, and encouraged, but it should be something quantifiable to that.
Okay.
At least my opinion.
And there are a couple of trees down at the Harbor Church as well. And just for your information, we will be doing a complete landscaping plan for the Harbor Church. Once the septic is finalized and parking is finalized, there'll be quite a bit of planting going in down there.
So, but we're not seeing the Harbor Church on this.
Yeah, I think that if you scroll all the way over to the left, you'll find it. It's just two trees.
It was, okay, I was looking for the head count.
Yeah, it's where those two pines were.
And they were pine?
What got taken down, I believe, are pine. Should be marked on the plan.
By the church?
By the church, there were two large ones.
One was pine and
One was-
the
one was
other
an oak.
was, I think it was an oak. It was a hardwood.
It was maple.
Was maple.
Maple, I thought it
There
was
was a hardwood
maple.
and a pine tree.
Okay.
We do have an inventory of what was removed.
And that is on a separate paper, Kobe? Mikey? Mike.
In terms of species, Toby?
You should use it as well.
Oh, okay, good.
There you go.
So, and I question some of the species, because there is a lot of Norway maple down there.
Which is
There's no red
considered
maple.
an invasive, right?
Yes.
In Norway?
So, the red maple, from what I remember, but again,
So are we looking at the tree schedule?
Colby, so don't lose that yet. Could you pull the plan back up, please? And come see the plan, please.
Yeah.
You know where you want me to go.
Yeah, this is like a Standillis plan.
It's in microfiche size reading and everything.
What's this future parking area? What's this plan on the left? Here.
That is where our parking area is gonna be going.
For
The
where?
septic is now going across the
Okay,
street.
Across
so-
the street.
Okay, you need to update this. Your notice of intent for the church does not have a parking area, it has a septic there.
Right,
You
okay,
can't put a parking area there without updating your notice, or without updating your permit.
good.
That needs to get fixed, because otherwise it's just gonna cause problems for all of us. I remember seeing a concept years ago about the parking area.
There was one, and then the gift came through, and then the septic was put in.
Right, the septic was there, it was permitted with the septic there. Moving the septic across the street is nothing but a net benefit, but putting parking there, it just needs to be, because there was floodplain calculations involved.
Okay.
And it just needs to be updated in the permit.
And removing that septic.
So what he has there isn't really a very useful.
No,
It shows trees, that's all they did.
it shows,
Correct. Vague locations.
no, it has the red ones are the trees that were removed.
These are the
not
right.
proposed. Colby, can you, scroll to the right-hand side, please?
Okay, we're in the,
Zoom out, zoom in, let me know.
So that's on the edge of the lawn of the Reed Homestead.
the reds and the green, that's to
Yeah, it's
the right
just
of the
across.
building.
Toward the east side of the building,
Okay.
towards the canal.
Towards the canal. Gotcha. Mhm.
Okay, so 119, okay, north is up.
119 to the top, railroad to the back. That's the way we should, yeah, makes no difference.
What's the name of that brook that's there?
Millie's.
Millie's Brook.
Millie's or
Unofficial.
minis?
Does it show
Minis,
there?
minis?
Millie's Brook. Does it show on there?
No, no, that picture would be
I don't think it goes.
way back over to the left, Mike.
To the left?
It would,
No, it should be to the right.
right, you're to the right, yep, yep.
I think it's right at the bottom of that trench.
The trees that were taken down, I think were fairly close to the brook, but I could be wrong, but
Not really near Millie's.
minis?
Minis.
Minis.
I mean, there was only 2 ornamental trees that were taken down there, the switching box, right?
No, those are landscape trees and there are exemptions to that one.
Correct.
The rest,
I have a tree, there's a tree inventory with locations.
is that the spreadsheet?
Yeah, spreadsheet with the diagram. If you want to see.
Yeah, yes, please.
Yeah.
Their number coding.
Can you rotate that?
Yeah,
I know you look at it upside down, you lose your orientation.
I'm kidding.
Keep going. I didn't hear you, what?
I asked if it was better.
Oh, well, I turned my head upside down, so.
All right, so you see the written in numbers,
Yep.
those correspond to the trees identified here.
And you said some of these are landscape trees so that they were okay to cut down without a permit?
But, so there were 2 evergreens that are landscape trees.
That were put in actually by the Historical Society many moons ago.
Verizon put it in the box, and then we planted some
To the
trees
right and
next
the
to
left
it.
of it.
They were very small and had Historic District 2 painted on the box.
Correct.
I hate to be like bad guy here, but I had heard that, well, this is before my time, that James, you had advised,
Yeah, I told him not to
Not
cut
to
the
cut the
trees
trees
down.
down.
Jacques remembers that.
okay,
But that was kind of on a whim because they were just cutting and there was no notification. And, you have a document, the WPA, however many pages it is, I could tell you it's hundreds. You're constantly going back to it and checking it and reading it.
right,
And you can't memorize all of it. So those are examples because of, what were they, arborvitaes?
Arborvitaes.
Those are a landscape tree, those, and they were planted. So taking them down after they've matured and have expended their useful life, it is an exemption in the WPA. It's,
Generally, if they're not landscaped and they're not continuously trimmed, they will
So
get
let
out
me-
of control,
let me,
and they just,
right, so
it's time to remove.
some of these are a basic overview of exemptions. Fencing installation that does not obstruct wildlife movement, walkways, unpaved pathways for private use, planting native trees, shrubs, ground cover, structures, conversion of existing lawn to decks, sheds, patios, and pools, provided they are greater than 50 feet from the edge of a bank or bordering a vegetated wetland, and home existed before or prior to August 7th, 1996. Maintenance, changing existing non-structural impervious surfaces to lawn or natural vegetation. Vista pruning, selective thinning of tree branches provided they're greater than 50 feet from wetland bank, and 90% of the canopy is retained. And then stacking cordwood. And that's only a basic list. There's
Stacking cordwood?
yes.
Didn't see that coming, did you? Okay, just
Yeah,
checking.
Impressive list. Now, what about the negative impact to the environment with all the heavy equipment and everything that was there?
It was done, when was it done?
It was done January 1st or 29th, December 28th, I think. The ground was frozen, covered with snow.
What would your concern, Sandra, be?
Well,
Soil compression, do you feel as though an over amount of soil compression is gonna create an adverse water runoff?
Well, all I heard about was that it was so close to the water and all this stuff, and that the ecosystem was disturbed, and I heard a lot of different things, and I'm just trying to find out what's accurate, what's not accurate, and, you know, why it was done without permits and everything else.
Hearing different things and going to the site, doing a walk, observing, and making your own determination based on the facts is how we have to act. I'm not saying you're wrong.
Well, my point is, should
but-
it have been permitted? Should
Yes,
there have been
oh, no,
permits?
and that's why
Okay.
they're here.
That's what I thought, I just,
Um,
are we all supposed to take one?
Oh, was that the copies of the, tree schedule? Did you get one, Mike? Yep. I wanna make sure you get one for me.
Well, I'm still learning, I'm still finding my way here, so that's why I'm asking questions.
And I get what I brought up of having to constantly read, let's get this at a discount to save a buck. You can't learn it, you can't know it all.
Right.
You have to continuously be reviewing and reading it, and it's refreshing yourself on the topic. You know, I went through this and read through it again over the weekend, and I'm still reading it now to, you know, because it's just part of it.
It's forever. It's constant.
So yes, permit was required. It's 18 trees, varying diameter, but they're stump diameter, so we don't know what the DBH was.
Colby, when we were doing that sidewalk and countings, you did not include any of those stumps that were close. Remember, I had pointed out one of the stumps that you were counting, Wally had just cut recently, so it looked like it was a tree they had cut down. You did disregard that one?
I believe I did.
Thank you, sir.
But don't quote.
So don't what, Colby?
Don't quote them.
I don't see it on the plan.
Okay. But you know what?
No, there was a stump there that we asked to have cut down.
Correct.
So
Actually, two.
what exactly are we charged with doing here? Just accepting?
We're not
these-
accepting anything.
Well, or, I mean, eventually, what's our motion going to look like once this is all settled? Or what,
You wanna run it through from the beginning to right where we are?
Yeah, go back to the drawing board. That's a crap plan.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta put a little more effort into it.
Not to
Sorry.
be disappointing with DNR, but that's,
Okay.
I mean,
Better
Boy
plan.
Scout at best.
So you said that there's gonna be a landscape plan.
Yes, there is.
Is there more invasives planned to be removed? So this has to be, we have to permit,
There's no trees where that is.
no trees, but there is invasives at the Harbor Church. Are there any more invasives at the Reed Homestead that need to be addressed? Because if you're gonna go in and plant plants, 2.5 inch, 2 inch, diameter trees, that's a decent little hole you're gonna dig to plant them and plant them properly. I don't know if that's even the right thing to put there. You have wetland restoration plant breed, which would be cheaper, or less expensive, and it's less of impact to put in.
Meaning you're arguing in a smaller hole for
you're doing it with by hand versus a small excavator, like a small excavator. So, and the trees are planted together really close. You got to do this all together. If you're going to have more invasives removed, if you're going to do any, a landscape plan, include this restoration in this.
So in other words, you're gonna wanna go forward looking at an NOI so that invasives can be removed also with the planting process?
There's two ways to do this. We either make them force an NOI, or we do a full-on enforcement order and we require restoration under the enforcement. That might be the way to go, which the guys at Dills from Roy would understand that.
Under restoration?
It's an enforcement order. Under the enforcement order, they do restoration.
Okay.
It's very similar to a notice of intent. But if they are going to do more invasive removal, then it needs to go towards a notice of intent. If they are not going to do any more invasive removal, you really should just order an enforcement order and require restoration.
Okay, let me understand. So an enforcement order would be if we were not pulling out any more invasive materials. If we do look at a larger plan that involves removing invasive materials, we need to do an NOI.
NOI.
Yes.
Okay.
Notice of intent is gonna give you more ability to move forward to do such.
What are the invasives that are there?
There's bittersweet, there's, I don't remember if there was any,
floral.
Great, yeah, probably mountain floral.
Mountain floral.
Rose multiflora. Then there is definitely Japanese barberry because of the historic.
And your other vining, did I see grape also?
I don't remember.
But there was at least 4 to 5 different invasives in there.
As an example, there was a enforcement order that we did several years ago on Pierce Road where there was plantings that didn't get completed. The notice of intent had run up. They needed to get the work done, but within the buffer, and an enforcement order was issued to complete the work.
Did we just do that site walk?
No, dude, it was years ago. Feels like yesterday.
We checked the vegetation.
Yeah.
This was a different one.
A different one, okay.
Because that was at least 2 years in, well, maybe a year. Wow.
So I don't, we need an answer before the next meeting on the course this is going to take, because if we, at the next meeting, we either need to have something a little bit better. I don't think 8 trees is going to suffice when this is the count. I understand that, and I think some of these red maples might have been Norway. But
Pretty good at it.
I know you are, and I know you have the experience. So I just know across the street there are Norways.
There were.
But are you satisfied with 8 trees?
No.
When was it 18?
Oh, it's 10 trees. And are we allowed to remove the invasive species?
Well, there's nothing on here that.
There's a bunch of Norwegian spruce is not invasive. It's Norwegian pine. Gotcha. And then there were, I believe, 5 rotted trees on the west side.
Okay,
That's why I was asking Colby if we needed to discount any dead stump, make sure. it
Well,
was-
it's the ones along the west side of the property that was what originally started this whole thing when the street
Correct.
split and then we
Yep,
found the
Yep,
others.
yep.
All right,
and
so
it
you
doesn't
need a
have
better
to be
plan.
all, it doesn't have to be all 1.5 to 2 inch maples. There's basic shrubbery, there's red twig dogwood, there's a ton of different wetland plantings that they can put in.
Okay,
And 10 feet on center is not
that's close.
way too close.
Yeah, 30
They
feet.
were going 10 foot,
Minimal,
10 feet per
10
tree.
10 foot spacing.
Yeah,
You know,
planted
these are
like-
trees that are
planted like
60
bushes.
plus feet.
Right, that is a little tight on the cropping on that.
So the 5 that are lined up there are just way too close.
Yeah, there should probably be 3 there.
So was this Dillis and Roy that put this together on okay. As we go on, we learn. Okay.
60 plus foot spread.
So in other words, we want a little bit more substance to this tree planting
So
schedule.
the way the planting trees, and I actually just learned this because the Historic Society posted something about Dutch elm disease. So that they were all planting too close together, and the Dutch elm jumped tree to tree to tree because they were so close. But then there was one tree that was far enough away that it didn't transfer to it. It's a perfect example of
How Dutch elm-
monoculture planting that is, it shouldn't be like this. You should have a little more variety to it. You should have taken into account the vegetation that was removed. I know it's not quantified on here, with the low growth stuff, but there should be some shrubbery incorporated in this. It doesn't have to be landscape specimen either. But if you're gonna have a master landscape plan and that's what you want, then you should.
So let's back this up a little bit. Is Dillis and Roy, do they usually do planting schedules?
Yeah, they do.
In other words, they are arborists and they understand,
They don't need to be
because they're
arborists.
missing something here.
Yeah,
I mean, wouldn't it be more prudent for a landscaping company to go in
it should be an
to schedule
environmental.
it, to work with them? Because I don't see Dillis and Roy doing this very well right now.
They need to have one of their environmental consultants. Or, at least put eyes on this. Right?
Yeah,
It's
that
obvious,
sounds- Yeah,
it's obvious in
Yeah.
what we're looking here.
Colby? You can't tell me as someone that has a background as an arborist or, need a living.
I highly suggest you hire an arborist, wetland scientist, someone with a background. They can tell you what exactly, if you have invasives that are removed or not. Someone who can quantify, how much plant material what it would take to
Replicate.
replicate the plants that have been removed.
But you think a row of 5 sugar maples is gonna?
I don't know.
Thank you.
Also, property rights, you gotta.
Say something,
I mentioned,
or I won't.
If you're requiring them to plant on other property owners' properties, then you gotta get the permission and get them involved.
Yep, so there has to be a sign off. We went through this, 6
I
months
don't
ago.
believe that we're talking about planting on anyone other's property. The only property that was involved was with the, arborvitae's, if I'm correct.
Right, and according to the map here, that is correct.
That's incorrect. You have the railroad, MBTA. They finally, the legal team actually finally contacted us that.
I think the issue with the MBTA is they're the one that own the property. It's not H&B, it's MBTA.
Okay, go ahead.
With the assessor's map, it's incorrect. That strip of property is according to the rail trail people that investigate the deeds, it is owned by MBTA.
Okay.
That's
So it is
true.
owned by MBTA.
So now whether or not they have authority to say, oh, cut down the tree, rail trail, that I don't know. Or whether or not it has to go to MBTA, because
I don't even know where we're talking about now, to be honest.
I'm talking about the two arbor bodies.
Which was in H and V's purview, as I understood.
Property. No, the Historic Society collects rent on that, I believe.
H&V property, which is identified on this, is from the assessor's map, which is incorrect. It's not our property. It's not H&V's property. It's MBTA's property.
Right, MBTA has an easement, it's what, 35 and 50?
Yeah, I'm not sure of the
Feels like
exact
guesswork,
numbers.
to be honest.
I didn't hear you,
It
Kobe.
feels like guesswork.
Why is the
I agree.
map not updated then,
Why isn't the what?
in the assessor's office?
I don't know.
Cause that would make this a lot easier.
Cause I do have a map that I just picked up from Victoria for that.
Easiest just get them signed permission from both homeowners, property owners, MBTA and H&V's. Same thing,
Move forward.
they allow it, so. I highly suggest you hire a landscape architect or arborist, especially with what you're trying to do with those properties and the campus situation there. It'll pay dividends in the future.
Is that where you are with that, Kobe? Is that your,
That's just a suggestion, you know?
no, you're the agent, you should speak right up and,
Property, questions, I don't think you can move without getting permission, at least. Or have it surveyed, which you don't wanna do, because that's a
And very
boatload
costly.
of money.
Yeah.
I somewhat have to agree with where Kobe's going on this, because what Dillis and Roy has given us for a schedule and a plan is a bit deficient. Mike?
Yeah, Mike?
Oh, yeah, no, I agree. As soon as I saw those 5 trees lined up, I thought, well, that's kind of odd. To have them so close. Yeah. No, I don't. And I wonder, if Dillis and Roy, when they're working with us, then just a lot of replication areas, I think they call them. And so they just do a standard mix of wetland plants. So that's their expertise, is to just go standard.
Well, and it's not even wetland plants, it's buffer plants, which need to be taken into consideration.
A lot of them are wetland.
Yeah.
Because usually a replication is of a wetland plant life.
Well, I'm just trying to indicate why I think Dillis and Roy might not have the expertise in this kind of
But they
situation.
have people that do.
They're
They have
consultants.
people on staff that do.
That do this.
Jimmy's 100% right.
It's-
They have the expertise with that paper right there. Could have been a whole lot more professional.
Look, I told all the Dillis and Roy. Says civil engineers, land surveyors, and wetlands consultants. These guys have done plenty of restoration projects.
And we've seen plenty.
They need to, and they're also more than familiar with the church notice or the church order of conditions. And they should know that area you have marked as future gravel parking is not correct. That is not the permit. Like, we can't, that's an assumption that is, that needs to.
So in other words, you're saying where some of those plantings.
No, those plantings are fine. They need to fix that order of condition, that permit.
Septic can be on
not
there.
current.
The septic can be showing on there. It's got to show there's a parking lot. 'Cause
Well,
that's what it's
there's
going to be.
calculations, there's wetland, or not wetland, there's floodplain calculations involved, and there was, if DEP expects, you know, a septic there and it's a parking lot. I know it's gonna be gravel, so it's pervious, but then we're gonna get a phone call, and all it takes is a satellite image. They could be doing something
Right, and then they
not
know
even
it's
related to this.
non-pervious.
There's a phone call.
So in other words, that needs to be, for the church scheduling of the planting, et cetera, that needs to be updated to not show there's a septic system going to be there,
Yeah,
it's
so-
being removed and it's going across the street.
There's an amendment to the plan.
Yep.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
throw this one
It
out
has
there.
to be shown.
I'm gonna throw this one out there. The trees that were removed at the church need to be addressed in the amended order of conditions for the future gravel parking.
Colby, and there was how many at the church?
I believe two.
So thoughts? This needs to get separated. Thoughts?
So, wait a minute.
On this plan that they gave us two separate properties on one plan. The church should be considered separate.
It is.
No, it's not. It's here. It's one. This whole thing is one.
But it is two separate properties.
It is. But
Should be displayed separately.
I see what you're saying, yes, I agree.
With our presentation is very slight. It isn't, we can't go by what they gave us on that for a plan.
but what I said, it should be two separate things. And the one for the church needs to just be included. And this,
Who's gonna be communicating to Dillis and Roy? Is it gonna be you, Colby, or you, Jacques?
Well, I'm planning to call them and tell them, thank you very much, but, I don't know if you should contact them as well, just to make sure it's clear.
Have you had
More
the
things
discussion
like
with Kevin from Dillis and Roy that,
Kevin, what?
who was the
Frank, was it?
Frank? Did you have the discussion with him that,
It's not Colby's job to.
Right, so I'll just make the contact.
How's a historical society responsibility?
It's not his job. We technically aren't even supposed to be involved like that.
I don't know, I see a communication snap with, go ahead.
I got a pretty good sense of what you're looking for, and it's not that.
No.
Can't stand on it. It's insufficient.
For instance,
ways
on
than
the plan, you should also indicate which ones we want to grind stumps on, right?
Well, yeah. And
Stump removal has to be indicated.
yes, at this point, yes, I think so. Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we
See,
also
we're
reserve
going
the
this
right, we also reserve the right as, a commission to impose just up to twice as much for a retroactive filing. And I really think that we can start with that tonight. And
It is a town entity we're working with him.
it's not a town entity, it's a private nonprofit, which there is
But
a
it is a
discount.
part of
but-
our town, is it not?
Those are my house, my house too.
Point well taken.
But we
Can't
can't be
disagree with
doing
that.
stuff and not going through in part. We have the right to, I'll pull it up.
In other words, there are proper channels to proceed.
No, we have the right to charge twice as much,
Right.
up to twice as much.
Because the proper channels were not done, but no
Proper
permit.
permitting.
Proper permitting.
Colby, thoughts? Mike, thoughts?
Well, this is breaking new ground for me.
It is for us too.
So I.
Filing after work has begun may result in 2x the fees.
In other words, this is the old saying, I'll do the deed and get double fined later.
Well, We've not had to do this yet either. So,
What is the fee?
amended, we'll start with the church, request for amended, or extension of order conditions is, existing single-family home or farm is 100, new construction or redeveloped single-family home is 100, multi-single-family house is 200, and all other projects is 200. Now, with organizations operating as 501c3 charities and nonprofits should be charged 75% of the listed fee for applicable project type. So, in regards to the amended order conditions, it's $200. Plus whatever up to twice that we can require.
Is that a per tree price?
No. For the project.
Well, complete.
No, this is for the church, so this is the chief
church.
to
Okay.
file an amendment to move the septic somewhere, wherever, make that parking, and then address these 2 trees that were cut. I feel.
Should have DNR been on screen tonight to hear some of this?
Who? Yeah, but I don't know, they had a conflict or something.
Alright, moving on.
Jacques here representing, he can request us to, but I have a feeling that there's members of the public here that would like to see this discussed and at least movement made.
Mm-hmm.
So, a lot of this, the cost associated with the additional fee is his time. Actually, all of it, and it's still.
So the $200 fee is a fee that
That's the
is to
base
the
fee,
conservation.
we can
The
double that.
conservation.
Right, so
just wanna
anyone,
make
I'm
sure.
listening.
That was the question that I had, and you answered it before. It's like, if it had been done properly, it would have been a certain.
It would have been $200.
$200. How much more work, I was going to ask, would it be, and that's why we're asking for it to be doubled. And so
Up
it
to.
sounds like a lot more work. So it seems reasonable that it's doubled to me.
Sandra? And that doesn't include the 501c3 nonprofit designation that is essentially 25%.
Oh, so it lowers it?
Yes.
Okay. I have slightly. You know, I'm a member of the Historical Society, and I hate to see increased fees, but I gotta go with Mike. Colby's gonna be doing a lot more work, correct?
This is just for the church.
Yeah.
So what are your,
My thoughts are, I go with what Mike's saying, and it's gonna be a lot more, and it's a lot more work for Mike too. It's like, excuse me, for Colby. So I'm in favor of the fees.
Jimmy?
Move forward with this. I know, I'm all right.
So
I'm disappointed with what Dulcimore gave us. They wasted our time tonight, again.
someone want to make a motion in a second? Are you looking at me like you want me to?
Yeah, I do.
You want me?
I want you to do it so you get the verbiage right.
It doesn't make it right.
You can verb it the way you want sometimes too.
Okay, I'll make a motion that any amended filings for the church, I'm gonna do this in one broad sweep. any amended filings for the church and any, we don't know, can't do the Reed Homestead because that could be done under enforcement. So for the Harbor Church, I make a motion
The
that
Reed House would be under enforcement,
we don't. We can, hold on, I mean, one at a time.
yet to be decided.
Okay. I'm gonna go back to just the church. I make a motion that the, request for amended order of conditions, for the order of conditions for the church. I don't have the, number available or in front of me, but I make a motion that the amended order of conditions be charged at, twice the normal filing fee. Of which is normally $200 to be $400.
Yeah.
With the,
So you're gonna go
well,
twice?
hold on, with the note that because it is a 501c3 charity or nonprofit, that it will be charged at 75% of the listed fee.
You good with that?
Yes.
So moved.
Discussion. Roll call vote starting with Mike.
I said yes.
James Gates, yes.
James Droyan, yes.
Sandra Lord, yes.
By the next meeting,
So that.
we want to see an updated plan for the church.
Have to.
James,
Yes.
sorry, just for the record, I didn't hear a second.
Jimmy said so moved.
Yeah, that's so.
I-
Why, did you make the motion and he seconded?
Yes.
Yeah,
Sorry. I'm good. I'm not used to chairs making motions. That's okay.
Yeah, well,
sometimes they get a little long-winded and it's just
I apologize.
kind of difficult to be able to rattle back off what James has said sometimes.
we end up going in circles, we find.
It's okay. Thank you for all that you do, and it is late.
Compared to the selectmen's meetings, I hear.
In regards to the Reed Homestead, we need to know what the direction is of what they're gonna be doing for the work. If there's future work involved, we need to know by the next meeting.
All right, most of the work is at the Harbor Church.
Yeah.
My question would be, I realize you need to have these on two separate lots, I understand that. When you're looking at the reparation of the trees taken, can you look at both parcels, improvements on both parcels to satisfy that, or do we have to segregate it to each parcel?
The church is two trees. I don't,
No, there's a lot more trees that have to be planted there for screening.
that should be a part of the order, the amendment.
What do you mean by for the screening?
We have two neighboring houses very close.
Okay.
And we want to be able to screen those.
Well, yeah, but planting of native trees is an exemption of the WPA.
Separate.
But if there's invasive, because I know on the east side of the church, there's still quite a bit of invasives right there. I don't know if on the neighbor's property or on the church property, but if those are gonna get removed, it needs to be included. Like, you need to look at the big picture of what it's gonna be, start to finish on these projects. We don't wanna have to have amendments. We don't, National Heritage does it like this, where you have one shot at this. It just makes it easier.
They don't like return visitors. Right?
Right.
They frown upon that. So is it gonna be two separate NOIs filed?
No.
It can be one
Amendment-
NOI,
No, next meeting, we will decide on Reed Homestead if it's gonna, what it's gonna be.
meaning,
Meaning it's either gonna be, the work's gonna be done under an enforcement order, or it's gonna be done under a notice of intent.
NOI. Right, I'm good.
That's the Reed Homestead.
Yes,
The church is an amendment.
yes,
Okay.
at twice the fee, minus your nonprofit.
Which is gonna be, we'll bring
They're
it,
doing it, they can figure it out.
well, I'm just for my own personal record.
$400,
That's what I got there.
75% of it. is what
I'm
the
good.
number is.
I'm good. So DNR's got some homework to do.
So the reason the work at the homestead would be done under enforcement is how Department of Environmental Protection usually does stuff like that. That's usually how they guide us.
Yeah.
And, that's the way we'll go. If that's the case, but if there's more work that has to get done.
All right, that has to be
Big
understood.
big picture, start to finish, what it's gonna be like, not piecemeal.
You're gonna do the hand signal though?
I don't know what I'm
The
gonna
big
do right
picture.
now, I'm just frustrated.
You think? So can we can finish this up now, right?
You know, finishing this up. So we're gonna get a report back from, I'd encourage someone from the office to be here. You did a
Yeah.
great job, Jacques, but
Yeah, I suggested, why don't we postpone this?
or show up. No, this has been postponed since March.
And
Okay.
yeah, cause we waited
What
for
do you want? You want
this.
this? Here you go.
Yeah, I wanna be able to put that on
You want
the,
your refrigerator with your
no,
crayons?
the Hall of Shame. On the wall of shame.
I apologize for our engineer's lack of work.
I think he heard it.
Okay.
So yes, Colby,
None of this is being done under, inside a hearing. You need it to be?
no, because they need to go, they need to make an amendment to the church. Plain and simple. You know, I'm sorry, I don't have the PEP number right here. I'll look it up and then you can even add to it if you want.
0669
308,
308 0669.
that's the church number, the church CEP permit number.
0669?
0669.
I wonder why my blood pressure is so high.
They got a pill for that.
Yeah, I know, I take it now.
Okay, never
Never
mind.
done it, never had to. And then any work that is being done on property that isn't owned by the society needs to have permission.
And the only piece that we are talking about is that one where the arborvitae's are, correct?
I don't
We don't
know.
have
It's not
anybody
for us to, that.
That's my
you guys-
understanding. That was the only place that we had on somebody else's property.
That was the only sticking point that even I'm from H&B. Yeah. Okay.
So this is gonna get continued to our May 13th, May 13th meeting.
Okay.
So at the May 13th meeting, we need to get these ducks lined up and everything in better perspective for this.
I see that.
hope-
Do I need to recall?
do we hope that?
Do I need to recall Terry McGee? And that was well over a year.
It was well over a
I
year.
think this is long. Terry McGee was way longer,
It was over a year.
and he still hasn't fixed that.
Yeah, he did.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't completed it.
That still hasn't been signed off with DEP?
Nope.
See you May 13th.
I guess so.
It's,
I'm on the phone tomorrow.
yes, you are.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Enjoy your night.
Thanks for your time, John.
Great to see you walking around so nice.
I know. I was hoping I was gonna limp so you'd feel so bad for me.
No, we
Thank you
don't.
very much.
We don't. No. May 13th, be here.
I can take this, Kobe. Oh, yeah.
There's no time on that. I just put a question mark.
All right, volunteer
Hope for the
response form, Natalie Call is she,
I mean, haven't received any, email back or phone call, so.
Kathy, how does that get handled usually if people are no response to volunteer request forms?
I would put it aside.
Do we have to notify?
No.
Do any?
So she already put in a volunteer response a while ago.
Yeah,
And I thought, cause I thought we had discussed she was gonna be at the next meeting and she didn't make it.
Correct. Well, it was late notification, and she said she could not make it within 2 or 3 days prior.
Was it because of the timing?
She did have something to do last night.
But
This was like-
tentatively, is she planning on coming forward to? We'll wait and see. She'll reach out to you, knock on wood, hopefully, whatever. Okay.
And then we have Abigail Harley. How are you? You wanna come sit with us and?
Hello?
So, yes, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What interests you, about Conservation Commission?
So I've always had an interest in environmental science, conservation. I almost chose that as my major. I decided to go with anthropology, but the anthropology program at Franklin Pierce died. I ended up switching to political science. And I figured if I'm doing political science, I could do, conservation work along with that are aspects from a policy angle. But I've always very much cared about, conservation, land. I've always enjoyed the outdoors. I always have a interest in the effects of climate change, things like that.
Okay, other questions, on a side note, I think I found your fishing license a couple years ago.
So you were the one who did that.
Yeah.
That's why I actually keep my fishing license in my car now, because I'm like, I miss
Yeah,
my fishing
no,
license.
Verify.
A simple
from the
search on the
discussion
internet.
last night.
Cause we do our homework here.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I remember finding that. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, that was last year.
That's 2 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
my
See, well, 3 wholesome moments in our conservation meeting tonight.
fell out of my tackle box.
So we have site walks, once or twice a week. It's usually once every 2 weeks, right, before a meeting. They're typically mid-morning. And Colby schedules them. I guess what's your your goals as a conservation commissioner?
So I'm about to be fresh out of college. One of my biggest goals for here is I want to learn. I want to get experience learning inside public policy processes and seeing if I can continue going into this kind of area full time as a career, knowing how government policy works from a actual inside experience. Right now I'm applying for internships. I'm going to apply for some nonprofits, but coming out of college, I won't have a full job yet. So my availability will be fairly good. And I'm mostly trying to gain some experience while I feel like doing some good and helping out my town.
So you obviously live in Townsend.
Yes.
Have you been in Townsend quite a while?
For my entire memory of life. I wasn't born in Townsend. I think I lived in Acton or something when I was 1 or 2, but for the rest of my life, I've lived in Townsend.
So you're familiar with Townsend. You're a resident of town. You've been here for over 20 years, I assume? Then?
Yes.
Okay. What was your major, minor at Franklin Pierce? Again?
So I'm about to receive my master's in secondary education, my bachelor's in political science, a minor in anthropology, and a global citizenship certificate.
Okay. So relatively coming into something like conservation, your interest is in it because of the environment?
Because of the environment and because I've always had an interest in nature. I've hiked a lot of the trails here, fished.
Mhm.
He sounds, don't read into his tone. It's how he is.
I'm good.
Mike, Sandra's our newest commissioner.
We actually know each other.
Okay.
If you also recognize me, it's because I worked at Hannaford for 5 years.
So you two are familiar with me? Did you
they
reach
went,
out to
my
him and say we had an open?
No, my daughter actually went to school
Yes.
together. They went to school together.
Okay, so you went to Middlesex, obviously? and-
Yes.
Okay.
North Middlesex, Spalding, and Hawthorne.
Well, as I see it, there are two kind of skill sets that you need in order to successfully carry out the job here. And I think I'm pretty good at one of them, and I'm not so good at the other one. And the one that I'm good at, I believe, is the one that I think I demonstrated today, that if you go to a site, and I really like going to the sidewalks, because you could see tonight, every situation is different. You can have to take it all in and use your own judgment as to, what's the best way to proceed. And so you can look at the contours and you can see where the wetland is, and you sort of get the big picture.
But you can't talk about it on site.
Right.
Keep it all to yourself.
Right.
In the meeting.
Right. Okay. And I enjoy that part. That's the part I enjoy the most. When it comes to the technical, the laws and everything, I'm not so good at that. And that's why I rely on basically these two guys, well, three guys here.
Yeah,
I
rely on Colby, and then
yeah, it's like I couldn't even begin to make that motion. I wouldn't know where to begin. My brain isn't good at that, but I think I can still contribute. So everyone has a different way of contributing, and I think I contribute enough to make it worth it that I'm here. Okay. And I don't know what your skill sets are, but it sounds like you might have those that combination of that's going to work out really well. An outdoorsy kind of person. Yeah, cares about
maybe share how you came about joining, and same with you, Sandra, because
well, my wife and I were helping where we have a house on water. That's a tricky situation. At any rate, we had to come here in order to find out how we were going to do it, what kind of hoops, so to speak, that we were going to have to jump through in order to make this thing happen. And little did I know that I would say something that would strike James as like, well, maybe he sees sort of the big picture and how we approach things here. And then he invited me to come. All I said was that I think that after we cut the trees down, we should plant some grass.
Before you cut the trees.
That's what it was.
Prevent the erosion after the tree canopy.
Right.
Plant and establish grass.
Yeah.
How quickly we forget.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So at any rate,
you chuckled. I thought you were just going to blow us off and not fill out the paperwork, and here we are.
Yeah. And I do look forward to the meetings, and because I know that I can contribute with what I'm perceived to be pretty good at, and I know I'm going to get help in understanding the rest of it.
Sandra, did you, if you don't mind sharing your experience, and
I love nature, ever since I was growing up, and, my kids actually, are very outdoorsy. They love hiking and stuff, and they were actually, I don't know, there's a lot of different reasons. They went to nature's classroom and were so excited about it and shared all the stuff with me. In back of our house, there's some town land that, the kids were hiking in and they'd be telling me about all the things out there. And it's, I don't know, I've always been interested in protecting, the environment. I've always kind of worried about protecting the environment.
So one of the things that stuck out to me about, you was, you said you attended several different meetings for different boards.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. I also wanted to serve the town, to get back to the town, because my kids are all older now. I've got, 2 grandchildren. I'm like, I want to be able to do something, to give back. And I went to different meetings, of different boards and stuff, trying to figure out where I might fit in. And since I had an interest, I'm like, well, maybe this is where I could fit in. And now I'm a rep for the Community Preservation Committee, representing the conservation.
Which you were resistant towards at first.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about that, but yeah. I'm like, well, I don't know if I could take on, more responsibility. But yeah, and there's other things that will be active in town to be. I was at a meeting. I'm part of the Historical Society, and I'm part of the effort to save the West Townsend Reading Room. James saw me yesterday there. But yeah, I'm interested in serving the town wherever I can. I really feel it's important to give back, and I'm enjoying seeing the government policies and, local government work at work. I do think it's fascinating. I do.
I think local government is where the biggest impact happens.
Where what? Could you repeat that?
Local government is where the biggest impacts happen.
Jimmy, you joined how many years ago?
A long time ago. A long time ago. So you just sat through the whole meeting, so you get a general idea what a lot of it's like. There's going to be moments it can be contentious, it can be enjoyable, it can be frustrating. There's a lot of information, there's a lot of moving parts to conservation, probably I think more than any commission, So.
What was your story for being on? What was your story for joining?
Same as yours, I like the outdoors. I like to go outside.
Mine's quite the opposite.
What was yours?
A past agent pissed me off, and I felt the need to join and make sure that other townspeople didn't get misguided.
I can't remember that far back. Oh, no, I remember now.
To be honest, that might be my favorite.
And I don't know how I ended up right here either. It just.
We know.
I think
it's not that hard to figure out. But we all kind of come upon conservation for different reasons.
So, some of the things that you shouldn't be aware of is, projects that are presented in front of us are typically lawful projects that are just going through the proper channels to be permitted. Very rarely do we deny projects. It's mostly we provide feedback on how to do it with minimizing impact to the environment and wetlands. So there's that associated with it. There's always a risk that a project or a hearing goes rogue and the town gets sued, and you do get. I don't think. I think you might have had it once, but
close.
There's always that risk that you could be served papers to appear in court to testify. I don't know anything. I've never had that, but there's always that risk that I try to be transparent and share with people. You're part of a public body. You're always open to, comments
Fears and scrutiny, and there's a lot to it. Like I was saying, sometimes it can be contentious and frustrating, and other times you find that enjoying that. You're serving the people. You're helping them move through difficult issues like an RDA and NOI and what are we supposed to do? I don't understand this. It can be overwhelming, and that's why we're here.
But there's also, an organization, MACC, which is Mass Association of Conservation Commissioners, that provides training. The training is paid for out of our,
WPA.
Yeah, our fund,
Funding.
our Wetlands Protection Act fund, that provides training. You're not obligated to be certified, but you have an opportunity to gain, education, in this field.
I'm surprised we haven't adopted the fact that it should be a part of a mandate for anybody that comes onto the commission.
I don't.
You know, I always had realized and understood it, and it's just a really important.
Well,
have you done any of the
I
webinars?
tried-
Did
I
Kobe
tried
get you any
actually-
of the books?
I actually tried, referred to an older email, and I actually tried to register or whatever, and I could not.
Kobe, can you help her go through
No,
that?
she needs to call them. She needs to call.
'Cause I did try, I couldn't, I had trouble with
Well, where did
registration.
you get the contact number from?
I actually received it was an email from MACC people.
Yeah.
There should be a phone number there.
Okay,
Call.
'cause I had a horrendous time trying to register.
Just,
So-
you gotta
I'm surprised you went through that, Mike.
Yeah, it's well worth it. It was just.
I must be doing something
Hey.
wrong, I don't know.
It's at Holy Cross and the different workshops. You pick out the workshops you.
And then they have it at Devon's in the fall.
Which is much
Yeah.
nicer.
And then they have it
Closer.
online
Yeah.
in the evenings.
The webinars are the way to go.
So,
Lots of opportunities.
If you have trouble, I can do it really simple.
Okay, maybe I'll drop by and then you can help me through the process, because I did try and I was disappointed and frustrated, I was having such a hard
That's not
time. All I can
I'm
think of-
surprised.
oh, that's yours, sorry.
Yeah.
I was
Surprised
like,
they-
they left with,
Unless my phone is glitching, because I've had trouble to do that,
What?
so,
Just call, email, or come in.
okay.
what, Colby, do you know what positions are available in terms of or the open positions, because they're associated with the term ending?
Yeah, I think I just cleared it up with Jack, the assistant clerk. Give me 2 seconds. The time, what year there?
Yeah. So I saw you had Commission to Disability and Zoning Board of Appeals. Obviously, you have Conservation, that's the first one.
Yes.
I remember when I came on the commission at the time wanted me to come to at least one more meeting. I think that would be the best start.
Yeah.
And I don't know how everyone else feels. I know you get to see a bunch of it tonight.
Yeah, I came to another meeting, I was good with that.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that sounds good.
After Patricia.
What?
I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, you're not.
I just updated it, after Patricia resigned.
Okay, so there's a term ending June 30th, 2028 and June 30th, 2026. So, you can think about that. You don't have to answer that right now.
Right.
You could always just go for a couple months and then re-up. There's no wrong way.
Yeah.
What?
So you're out of school right now?
No, so there's,
I
I will
will
work
be-
on 1 year.
So I will be out of school May 9th is my graduation date.
Okay.
I work till the 31st, but I should be fine.
And you work down at,
Franklin Pierce University.
oh, nice.
Oh, really? Oh,
I'm a graduate assistant there.
oh, awesome.
So you wouldn't be available until after, or until the end of May, or?
My hours as a graduate assistant are flexible, especially with the fact that by that point, it's mostly just games. And so I'd likely we film the sports games. I work at the Fitzwater Center and we film the sports games and all that.
Well,
And so-
take your time, mull it over, look at some other commissions. Maybe you wanna sit in on some other commissions. Get a feel of what's going on in there, because you said you were looking into more town government knowledge and structuring how they work. Conservation is one, but there's other commissions that could enlighten you a lot more on where the town
Right,
government is going.
I actually am scheduled to go to the 29th meeting for the zoning board of appeals. as well.
ZBA,
Yes.
Oh.
they're an
Okay,
interesting
so-
group.
Our next meeting is May 13th.
Yeah.
We would love to see you here. And Colby, can you, for that agenda, can you add, Abigail's, where is it in here? Volunteer response form under work session at the end. And just put follow-up or something. Does that sound good with everybody?
It's 7 o'clock.
It starts at 7.
Yes, thank you. I received the email that
This is one of
said
the
to come at
ones.
8:30.
Oh.
That's
Yeah,
understandable.
that's at what time you will fit in for volunteer response
Yeah.
forms.
No, you,
We schedule it out 7 o'clock,
Okay.
beginning of the meeting at 7:15, then we start in on different segments of what's.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
Everything has got a time. This is, sometimes it's
I actually had no
wishful
knowledge
thinking.
Yeah.
about any volunteer people. Like, I know Natalie too. I have no idea, that she wasn't gonna show up, and I didn't know Abigail was gonna be here tonight either. It was
And you know
pleasant
Natalie?
surprise, yes.
She's,
do you mind talking to her and asking her if she's still interested?
Okay,
I know she just got appointed to something, I don't recall, but.
it's a funny story. Her husband, went to North
Oh, Lori?
Middlesex, and there was a
Yeah.
multi-union there.
List of Natalie's appointments, because we just appointed her to the Disability Commission as a veteran. And I'm not speaking for her, but I think her dance card is full.
Yeah, there's always hours in the day.
Well, means 6 different things. Plus, she's the veterans agent. So
I
that's
know. I know, she does a lot.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Well, we can't, I don't wanna speak for her, but.
So I met her, Kevin Smith's stand there. There was a multi-year reunion there. And I
Oh,
met her
with the-
husband and Natalie there.
At the class reunion.
Yeah, for the interesting class reunion for
oh, yeah.
years.
So,
It's good.
correspondence, Colby, there was nothing? Education conferences, MACC always has stuff, discussion, item for discussion at the next meeting, we have 2.3, the continuation of DEP number 308-0730, for 0 Brookline Road, applicants Kevin Smith, and then also,
For the,
the Townsend Historic Society.
so those are the two we're rolling over the 13 meeting.
As of right now, and I'm sure Colby has other stuff. Next, do you have anything you wanna add to that one?
No, I do not.
Next meeting is May 13th, 2026, at 7. Can I get a motion to adjourn at 9:30?
Your turn, I did the other
Okay,
one.
motion
I did
to
the so
adjourn.
moved.
At 9:31.
9:31.
I'll second it.
Can't second your Jim.
Yes, I can.
We'll let you do it today.
Roll call vote starting
Mike
like
Bott says yes.
James Gates, yes.
James Dorian, yes.
Sandra Lord, yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Lori.
Thank you, Lori.